Hey, there I am. Now I'm live. Not sure what was going on there. It wouldn't crank up into the live. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Wednesday and another episode of 10 versus 10. Uh just putting something in the chat here. Okay. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for my own show. I knew it was scheduled for this time cuz well, I'm the one that scheduled it. And I'm trying to get things figured out here. I want to get the chat popped up so that I can see it on my end. And oh, okay. Now I'm just being stupid. Okay, let's get ready. Okay, now I'm ready. Hey, welcome to Ken versus 10. And let's see who's in the chat here. Lisa Durr was here earlier. Lisa, good to see you, my friend. Man, it's a hot one here in Ohio today, isn't it? Man, Susan is here. Susan was our guest last week. We ate lunch together. Break dancing Judy, my mother, watching right next door. My mom and pop are watching the show. Jamie is here. Hello, Ken. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. Like I said, it is hot out there. I know I had plenty of time to get ready. I just talked to my friend Chris Cajun Reseller this morning. He was talking to you, Chris. Yes, I was chatting about something exciting that I'm working on right now. I know I've kind of teased that a little bit here recently, but not ready to go into it yet. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody's week? Like I said, it is hot here in Ohio. We are having some unseasonably warm weather with temperatures in the mid 90s and heat index warnings over 100 degrees, and just best to stay inside and do stuff. I'm not sure, yard sales this weekend, gonna be brutal. Gonna be brutal out there. And oh, Chris, they got their first named hurricane. What did they name it? So it's probably an A, right? Like Allison, or I don't know, Alicia might be. I don't know. What is the hurricane name that they started with this year? So I am going to be showing today. Jill and I went to a big citywide sale over last weekend that we kind of make it a whole weekend. We rent a motel room, we stay overnight for the weekend so that we can get up and hit the sales early. It's not really that far away from it. It's almost a couple of hours from me, but it's only about an hour from Jill. But we go and we have fun and do stuff. And let's see. Jamie says it's going to be 90s here today in New Jersey. I'm about to go to Six Flags to ride some coasters to stay somewhat comfortable. Oh, yeah. Get that cool breeze going for sure. We have a big major amusement park, Cedar Point. Well, we have Cedar Point and Kings Island, which were just actually bought by Six Flags. So I don't know if they're going to change the name of it or not, but Cedar Point is right on the coast of Lake Erie. So you get some of that cool breeze that comes off of the water. Is really cool. I haven't been up there for a few years, and they're all the time. They're all the time adding record-breaking roller coasters or rides. The biggest, the tallest, the fastest. I'm not sure what records they currently hold, but I love a good amusement park for sure. How do I beat the heat while out at yard sales? Get back in the car. make sure that air conditioner is cranked up, and depends if you're just going to like, spot yard sales around, you can go up, hit the sale, you're there, who knows, maybe just a couple minutes if they don't have anything. Maybe you're there 10, 15 minutes if you're chatting and having a good time. But yeah, getting back in that car, wearing shorts, wearing a cool clothing. Sue is here. Sue AZ Cats. I'm sure it's probably warm. It's always warm out in Arizona. Hey, look at this. Look at this right here. Hey, Kenny, Aunt Judy, and Sister Susan. It is another family member. Alice Niles is here. Alice is the older sister of Susan that is in the chat. And my former babysitter when I was young. Alice used to watch us when we were young. It's good to see you here, Alice. Thank you for coming. Oh, yes, I've been to Cedar Point, lived in Grand Rapids, so we would drive down there. Yeah, not too far of a drive. Yeah, remote start on the car. I have done that. If I'm going to be, I'll lock it up and get it, keep the car cool. Hey, there is my good friend Len. I haven't seen Len for quite a while. Good morning, Ken and Chad. It's been a while. I hope everyone is doing well. Yeah, everything's going good here. Len, how are things out in Colorado these days? Said it's been a while since we talked, or since I've seen you. Yeah, triple digits in Arizona. So you're used to this. I love it hot though. It is hot out there. It is brutal. I worked outside actually on a project all day yesterday, which has to do with kind of the exciting news that I have to come up here. So I hate to keep teasing that, but just need to get through some stuff. But man, it was hot. I was out there about 4.5 hours directly in the sun and heat. It's one of those heats where the air is like really, really heavy and thick when you go outside. Ollie, you figured out the chat. Good job. Yes. Unfortunately, life happens. Getting back into the swing. Yes, that it does, Len, for sure. Hopefully all is well and you have worked through things. But it is good to see you back and here in the chat. So, I was also talking, maybe if some of you are driving right now, which you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be driving and listening to me. We all know what happened to Roman. But if you're on your way to the post office, turn around and go back home because today is Juneteenth. June 19th is a federal holiday, and so the post offices and a lot of the banks are closed today on Juneteenth in observance of that holiday. So no shipping today. I'm probably still going to prepare my shipping just to get it ready for tomorrow. If I sell, other items today, I can be one day ahead of it. So I started to talk. Jill and I went to a citywide sale. Your daughter's wedding anniversary. Well, happy anniversary. How many years has your daughter been married? Citywide sale, whole weekend that we spent, found a lot of really, really good stuff for either sell on eBay or on whatnot. Jill and I have been doing the only 3 years. Well, it's good. That's great. See, they're still getting along after 3 years. A lot of I've seen a lot of marriages fail quicker than that. Not that they're going to fail. Did that sound bad? Anyway, congratulations. Happy anniversary to Sue's daughter. But we found a lot of cool items and we did a really fun thing. We normally when we go to this citywide sale every year, we've been doing we do a scavenger hunt, or the last few years we've been doing kind of like a bingo format where everything on the list is not stuff to find. It's how can you embarrass the other person is by having to ask people at the sales different questions or perform some sort of goofy act to get, just people engaged and have fun at the sales. And then you get to check those off. Well, this year we decided to, well, that helps. Yeah, Jill and I have been together for 33 years this year, and we are not married. And we're not married probably, and we've probably been together that long because we don't even live in the same town. So that's probably why we get along so well, because she probably makes more concessions than I do. Uh, but we did a fun thing on Whatnot, where we had picked categories, like categories that you would sell on Whatnot, and we both had to find items and buy those items, and then we did a Whatnot show to see, like, we would put, like, say, some of the categories. You had to find Christmas item, you had to find a something related to music, a plush, graphic tees. I'm looking at my list over here. Toys or board games. Shout out to Susan, who bought both of the toys and board games, and I have to hook up with her here soon to get those delivered, because Whatnot offers local pickup now. And so if you have supporters or people in your area or somebody that wants to drive and save on that shipping, that works out really well. Plus, it'll get a chance to visit with my cousin. Something silver, something Disney, a handmade item, and something that reminds you of the other person. So we had a lot of fun finding the items, and then on the Whatnot show, we would put, like, say if it was the Christmas category, I would show my item, she would show her item, then people would bid, and whoever was the highest bidder got to pick which item that they wanted. And then that person would get a point. And so we had 10 categories, so 20 items altogether. Yeah, I should have bought a bowling ball. I didn't want somebody to buy it and have to ship it, but Jill did buy a bowling ball this time. It's her thing. Every time we go, she buy. Now, Jill, one of the things she likes the least is going bowling. She doesn't even like bowling. And yet she buys these big heavy bowling balls because they're cool and they're colorful, and she uses them in her landscaping, or is going to use them in her landscaping. So we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with the show and selling the items, and the chat was real fun. We had a really good group of people. Speaking of Whatnot and Whatnot sellers, perfectly blessed. Angie is here. Angie is on a crusade, I'll tell you, a Deathpile destruction crusade. She has been doing Whatnot shows. It almost seems like every day. She's just blowing it out over there. Plush categories, purses categories, general, like, garage sale category stuff, just trying to blow out stuff. So if you're on Whatnot, or Angie, you're a mod, throw a link in the chat to either your next show or to your channel, and everybody can click on that and follow. I can see you down there. But Jill and I, oh, here she is. Okay. To gloat about how the sales went at the big citywide. Getting a lot of echo, Jill, from you. That
I haven't
means your
said
speakers.
anything.
Well, I can hear me coming back through.
Now?
Check. No, I can't hear me anymore.
Hi, Susan.
Susan's. So, and look at this, break dancing Judy.
Oh, nice. Hi, Judy. Nice. I'm going to drop Buckeyes on the tape recorder for a minute, though, because I have to eat lunch.
Yes.
Now what?
Very, I'm getting, as everybody else, does Jill seem very hot in that? Well, she is hot. But as her voice, you might need to try to go to the settings and turn your mic volume down a little bit. The settings are the little gear at the bottom. And then go to audio.
I don't see it.
Don't see it. Okay.
Oh, wait.
We will get that figured out. But I was just telling Jill, the folks, about our fun weekend, and but I hadn't brought up who won the challenge yet,
I don't know how to do it.
because that's not sounding too bad right now.
I didn't do anything though.
Okay, well maybe you're just
Wait,
speaking
what about this
speaking.
thing? Does that help?
Yeah, that helped
Oh, my volume. Here it is finally.
just a little
Okay,
bit.
what about now?
That seems a little bit better.
Okay, because I had it on automatic adjust, but it must not be automatically adjusting.
No, sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. And
Okay.
there's a link in the chat to go follow Angie, Perfectly Blessed, on Whatnot. If you're not on Whatnot, or you are, go follow my friend Angie, or our friend Angie. I'd say Jill
Hi,
and I.
Chris.
And Chris is saying hi. I just talked to Chris this morning
You did?
about that up earlier. Yeah, and of course she is hot. But I'm sure, Jill, that you're popping in here just to gloat.
Like I do that.
Go ahead. Tell them who won.
I did.
So subtle, and so humble in your victory. So
Me.
Jill beat me 6-4.
It really wasn't that difficult, everybody.
Well, no, I had some really good items.
You did have some
Well,
really good
Jill had
items.
really good items, but it also gets to be a popularity contest, and everybody knows everybody knows that Jill's more popular than I am, especially on the Whatnot. Okay, over under 10 bowling balls in Jill's inventory. Jill, do
Overall
you
inventory?
no, all of your bowling balls. The over under is 10. Do you have more or less than 10 bowling balls?
More.
More? How many would you say?
Hi, Roman. Hi, Carolyn. I would probably say I probably have, I don't know. If I find them all, maybe like 20.
Nice non-gloat, Angie says. Jill
Only
won. There is no competition. Ken knows it also. Hello, everyone. There is Roman, and Carolyn is here. Hello, Ken
only
and
food that I
Jill.
probably have more of would be globes.
Yes,
I'm on a globe kick.
like Earth globes. Yeah, Jill's finding globes now for whatever.
Mhm.
Ken doesn't even come close to competing with Jill. This is true. But so we had a good time,
Mhm.
and Jill won, and she beat me. And so what we were playing for is bragging rights, of which I'll have to hear about this. I need to plan another citywide sale so that I can beat Jill and have another one of those Whatnot competitions.
There's another
See
one
if I
coming
can.
up. I just noticed this morning, but I haven't had a chance to
Ah.
talk to you yet. A little bit more local.
Oh, okay. We will talk about that. But and then we also bet an ice cream, because at the motel that we stay at is right across the street from a Dairy Queen. And so, like, one of the last things that we do after we're all done at the sales on Saturday afternoon, we stop back and we get
Ice
ice
cream?
cream. And so we bet for the ice cream. Hey, is Roman trying to get kicked out? I'm never gonna kick Roman out.
No
Oh,
way.
look at this, Jill. Look at this challenge. I'll beat both of you all if I'm there.
Okay, challenge accepted.
So challenge accepted. We'll make Chris pitch his items on the Whatnot. Make him get on the Whatnot with us.
Oh, I love Chris.
But so Jill beat me, and then this was my proof right here. This is Jill with her Mr. Misty lemon lime freeze. It's kind of
Mhm.
like an ice cream float, but they use slush rather than.
With my sunburned nose.
Yes. Oh man, it wasn't, the temperatures weren't too bad, but the sun was blazing
Mhm.
hot over the weekend. Um, yeah, Chris.
I'm sorry, I have to eat
Uh,
lunch.
that's okay. Confident Chris. That's right. Chris, the confident Cajun reseller. Oh yeah, and it was good. Jill, was your winnings good? Did you taste the victory in
Yeah, what
that
did I
lemon
say?
lime?
Victory tastes like lemon lime and vanilla ice cream, and it gives you brain freeze.
Yes, it gave me brain freeze out there watching you just eat your ice cream in front of me. I wasn't allowed to get anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
Anybody who
maybe
knows he's lying.
I had a caramel sundae
Uh-huh.
with nuts and whipped cream on the top. Oh, and we got
Yeah,
some cheese curds too.
right.
Shout out to DQ for some really good cheese curds. Um, did Ken get ice cream as well? What kind did he get? Yeah, I got a
Mhm.
caramel sundae, and it was good. I enjoyed it, especially when you've been out all morning at the hot sales. Um, Chris is the best on Amazon, so there's no competition with him. Oh, I would never compete. I would
Oh,
never
there's no
compete
way.
just daily on sales with Chris. I mean, because he's selling on like tons of platforms. I'm a one trick pony until we started selling on Whatnot. Um, and
I
my
think
mother saying hi,
our
the
ice cream
breakdancing
choices
Judy.
pretty much also kind of illustrate how different we are.
Yes,
Because I would never get a caramel sundae, and you would never get a lemon lime slush. So,
I would not. I would not. Yeah, lemon lime is probably the last on the list of
yeah.
any flavors that I would get.
I said, Ken, do
Um,
you want to taste this? And he goes, nah,
how did I do it?
no.
Hey, I'm glad we found your shirt, Carolyn, too, as well.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that.
Jill
That was on
Jill
me.
lost some inventory from our whatnot sale,
I
and I
didn't
was
lose it.
scrambling,
I had it. I
going
had it
through
in a different
a
place.
half a dozen IKEA bags out in the garage trying to find a shirt that Jill
Right.
had right there in the pile, like
I did.
probably 4 feet from her in the
Yeah,
same room.
absolutely.
Um, but we did. So today we were going to just kind of look at some of the things that we found. Just some cool items. Tell some stories. None of this stuff is ready for listing yet. I've been super busy since we came home. Well, when we get home Saturday late afternoon, and
Yeah, I think you
today's
went
already
and mowed or
Wednesday.
something, didn't you?
Yeah, I got home and I had to mow and I had to. Well, I didn't have to mow. I wanted to mow just because of some of the weather that was going to be getting really really hot. Um, Lost then cleverly found. Yes.
I
Yes,
just have to think
we
things
did
through
find the
sometimes.
shirt. We did find the shirt.
I'm a
But okay,
chronic misplacer of things. So,
chronic, is it chronic or is that the right word, or
yeah,
habitual?
same.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Look at this cool Cleveland Indians. Got the Chief Wahoo. Oh, it's got the Chief Wahoo tit hit. That's a new term that we've heard on the thing, but it is a pro player. Indians made Major League genuine merchandise made exclusively for the Indians, an extra large pullover. But you notice it's like a green color, and the Indians' colors are not green. So it's kind of like a special. I've seen one of these listed. The last one that sold was like $50. Jill, do you remember what you paid for this at a sale?
Um, I think 4.
$4. Man,
Mhm.
that's a great deal. Uh yeah, Roman and I, we have the most Indians
Yeah.
merchandise. That's one thing cool. Around this area, because well, Roman's right outside of Cleveland. Um you find all of that and you think, man, everything's oversaturated because I see Indian stuff
Hmm.
everywhere, and it sells really good, but there's Indians fans all over the United States. And so I'm picking up, Jill's finding stuff and we're picking up anything, especially if it has the Chief Wahoo and says the Indians because, now the team has changed and they are the Cleveland Guardians. And so some
No,
people
they're
are
not.
still some
They
people
will
are
never
still
be.
nostalgic for that, and then with the political correctness and the what do they say? I don't know, they're no longer using Chief Wahoo as one of
I
their
love Wahoo.
oh yeah, see, they are Guardians fans, not Indians fans. Browns and Indians, I find all the time in the bins.
Hmm.
Yes. Man, Roman has found some absolutely killer Cleveland Indians hats. We're talking like
Yeah.
$200 hats in the bins. It's crazy. Uh, yes. Oh, and they are in first place. They're playing really well. So get some of that stuff listed. But that green jacket, I don't see any listed like that. I did see one sold. The last sold here was $50. But other things in that pro player line that were Indian stuff, they can even get higher 60, 70, 80, $100 range. So I'll have to really look at that and see. Oh, so one of the categories that we had was a handcrafted item, and my item, that item in the category beat Jill's, but and then we would run the second item. But look at this cool hat. How can you get any better of a hand than a
That was
granny square
new.
bucket hat, brand new? I kind of had taken it. Jill, did you take it at that sale that um maybe the lady that made this stuff had passed away and that
Oh,
they were
no, I
selling
did.
it? That's
Oh, okay.
because the husband was out there and they would refer to her in past tense
That's true. They did.
on, and she had some stuff like that. But how cool is this flowery bucket hat, hand crocheted or knitted or whatever it is?
Hey, Ray.
There is Ray, the Nashville Flippers. What is up, Ray? I seen Ray this morning chatting in over at Jen's Multiverse, sponsoring some. Gio, I think we started something with the McDonald's cards over the Starbucks cards. They
Really?
seem to be really
People are doing.
catching fire, and Jen was doing that. I seen Ray sponsored a um sponsored one of the cards in Jen's chat. She was just doing kind of like a live like question and answer thing this morning, and really good info. Ray, I have a
Agree, Chris.
um McDonald's is way better than Starbucks. Um, what camera do you use for your lives? It's always super crispy. It is a Logitech webcam. Let me see if I can see the number on here
Well, you
by
look at
any
that. I'll
chance.
just talk about that McDonald's when we did that for the Father's Day show. That was the day that I went out to get the cards because we're like, oh, we're going to put those in all the bags, right? So as I'm
Yes.
heading there, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to the Dollar Tree. Text Ken, do you want anything to eat at McDonald's when I go to get the gift cards? Went to the Dollar Tree, bought a bunch of stuff, went to McDonald's, got food, went back, and we're talking about something, and all of a sudden I yelled out an expletive and then had to get up and go get the gift cards because the entire
Yeah.
reason that I left to go get, oh, I forgot. So
And then she didn't get them. Ray, I can't see the model of this Logitech because I can't turn it around. I'll shoot you a message after the show when I can turn around. But this was a cool bucket hat. So that's gonna come up on a whatnot show probably on Friday.
I love that bucket hat. I thought
Very
it was
cool.
cute, and I thought it would beat any piece of crap you put up.
We
I mean, I
I
don't.
could have beat you in the Disney item if I'd have
Mm,
ran this. Look at this
mm-hmm.
killer hoodie, Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney World. Great size on it, great condition. What size is this? I think it's an extra large, but I didn't even run this. I didn't even run this, and that'll probably come up here soon. But we had we had fun. I had fun up until the part where Jill beat me.
Mhm.
Uh, hashtag ego, hashtag DOG, delusions of grandeur, thinks that I'm going to win. So I told Chris this morning that Jill technically won,
Oh, yeah, because technically it's Ken's favorite word.
even though it
Um,
was clearly, because the last item, it was 5-4. Okay, we had 10 items. Then we had a wild card tiebreaker. It was 5-4. And the last item was up. The item that reminded me of Jill, or Jill had to get one that reminded her of Ken. And so it came down to that. Whoever bought it could choose which item and either go to a tiebreaker or the overall clear cut winner. And well, I don't even want to shout. I don't want to shout out TJ. I don't want to
I
shout
will.
out TJ Lovelady
Mhm.
because TJ was in the chat or in the show and he had already bought, and he went hashtag Team Jill Kacherka and put her over the top for the victory.
Mhm.
And so
You know why
we
I was super glad about that? Well, because I like to win, but um, is because when we said we were gonna have our wild card, if you remember, I could have beat you hands down with my wild card, but we decided to keep it because it reminded us of one of our friends who has passed away. And
yes.
and I'm like, I don't think, should we keep this? And he said yes. And then I'm like, uh-oh, I'm hosed. So if we would have had to go to that, I'm not sure what I would have done.
Yes.
I probably would have, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I don't know. Because I didn't
and
have anything.
I don't have that item right here with me. I
Oh,
meant to it was in another box. And there is Jeremy doing it wrong. What's up? What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you, my friend. Um, of
right,
course
Judy.
TJ wanted you to win. Oh, Ray, if you're still here too, I don't have fancy 3-point lighting like TJ does in his camera setup, but I do have dual lighting on either side. That definitely helps with the lighting of the camera. But I'm not telling Ray anything. He's got an awesome setup. Um, Here's a shirt that Jill got for. I'm gonna wear this. Very cool
I got it
color,
for you.
huh?
I got that for you.
Yeah, that's what I just
Oh,
said. That's why I said here's a shirt that Jill got for me.
oh, I didn't hear you. Sorry.
We were talking about the. Look at this shirt, Roman. This is on a Gildan heavyweight tag. This Cleveland Browns with a cracked helmet. Got like a cracked helmet in it. I haven't even looked that shirt up. It smells good and clean. Uh, let's see what else is down in here. Just all kinds of fun stuff. Um, y'all don't go to Vegas, you'll end up sick. We had a bunch of folks go to conferences, only one didn't get sick.
Oh,
Fair
no.
warning. Well, I will do my best not to go to Las Vegas this week. It's a it's a tough man. I love going to Las Vegas.
Oh, that's sad,
It's
though.
been what now a little bit over a year since I've been there. Well, there a group of folks that we know, some whatnot
Hmm.
folks that are going
Yeah.
to Vegas here soon.
I can't
Roman
wait for all
found
those
sports
videos.
specialties, Brown's vintage hats, which is very cool. Yes, anytime you can get sports specialties. There was a couple of hats that I found. Just your standard Carhartt, but the trucker style snapback Carhartt. Carhartt's kind of hot and in. I don't know how hats sell, but I asked the lady how much the hat was. She's like, I don't know, 50 cents. So I'm not leaving a Carhartt hat for 50 cents. But this was a cool find. Oh, I'll show this one, and then I'll show this one needs some steaming and some forming and a little cleanup. But a vintage Peterbilt trucker hat. Um, it is a Tonkin, Tonkin, uh, which I believe is a pretty decent brand. I can't read what's on the thing, but that's a sweet hat. And again, those hats were, I forget, they were I think they were $1. I think no, I paid $2. That's what I paid for it because I went and all of the hats, of course, just like every time I go to a yard sale, all of the hats had a sticker on it, and some of them were $1 and some of them were $2, except for this one. And so I asked him like, "Hey, how much your hats? Some of them are marked 2 and some of them are marked 1." And the lady says, "I don't know, $2." And then the guy says, "Oh, $1." And I'm like, "Oh, I like his price better." And but I gave him $2 for it. I gave him $2. Uh oh, just got the grandbaby to go to nap. Time to get busy. Uh yes, get busy. You are a busy person these days. Angie beating down your death pile with all the whatnot shows. Glenn is here. What's up, Glenn? Good to see you, my friend. Haven't seen you in the chat for a couple of weeks. Good to see you're checking back in. Hope things are well for you. I've been trying to, I'm drinking some body armor here, trying to prep my body. This afternoon, I'm going to be back out in the hot sun all day.
Mowing yesterday
And
about killed
um,
me, I think.
super hydration, it says on the body. A shout out to Body Armor, Fruit Punch. So before, yeah, it's always best to prepare your body before you've got to go
It
out.
was bad.
Yes, Angie's death pile is now afraid of her. But at the sale where I got this, okay, here's where I say Jill is a better picker, and maybe not always a better picker, but definitely more observant and sees stuff and finds stuff. We were at that particular sale,
Well, that part is true.
and
I am more observant. Yes.
I had walked through the sale because I think she had to pet a dog or something, and so
Mhm.
that always
Probably.
takes a whole lot more time while we're
Mhm.
at the sales. And I am over. I had went through, the other side. It was kind of down this way and over here, and they had this other little outbuilding. And I come back by Jill, and she says, "What about this right here? That looks cool." And it's like, here's what gets to me. I hate when I just totally miss stuff. And I don't know how often that happens. It probably happens to everybody at the sales. You can't always see everything, but if your eye is trained on different stuff
I
that you
don't think it
don't
happens to
see.
Chris.
No, it probably doesn't. Well,
Right.
or Angie, or Roman, or
Right.
Glenn, or
Right.
Ray,
That's
or
true.
who else, or Jeremy,
Or
or
me.
even my mother, Breakdancing Judy, probably would find better stuff than I do. No, I find good stuff. When I miss something, and then Jill goes, "What about this?" or she comes carrying it over. But look at this right here. This is what she found on a table. Scrooge McDuck musical. I don't even know what tune it's playing. Oh, wait, the battery cover. Oh, I was putting a new battery in it, and I was trying to test it earlier because it's supposed to. I think what happens is it makes all of the stuff on the inside, all of that. Can you see the like glittery stuff? Now the water, I can't tell on this if the water is cloudy or if it's supposed to be a goldy color. I think that it is cloudy. And so I'll have to zip it. Does anybody know? Can you change the water in a snow globe? Is that possible? But look at this thing. It's freaking beautiful. And it works. I've seen ones that are non-working go for close to $75. I did see somebody sold one for 50. I see some that are listed $165 for this. That's a listing. Now that's not a sold. But Jill's like, "Hey, look at that. That's really cool." Scrooge McDuck. Can anybody see that right there? $1. $1. That's just like incredible. Now, if I don't break it before it's time to sell it or ship it, and it is very heavy. I don't even know what it weighs. Um, Yeah, I hate missing an item. Then I see Chris or Lonnie do a video that they bought it because Glenn is right down in their same area. Uh the water is roached. You can replace the water, but it's a pain in the backside. Because I've seen some that don't sell or that have sold that don't work, and they've gone, in the 50. Well,
Oh,
the one was $75, but it was struck
oh,
through like they took a best offer. I have to do oh, yeah, look at this. Look at this.
you kept it?
Oh yeah, I still have it because I think I'm gonna take the glass off of it. Because it's Twin Towers, New York. When it winds up, the little train thing goes around uh in the inside. This was probably, I forget when I found it. I think I had comped it about 300, 300, close to 300. Yes, Joe.
Who found it?
Jill found it. When Jill found it, but I broke it. So
Yeah.
we're kind of both. But look at that cool Twin Towers, New York City skyline. Uh and then it was in a bag, and I didn't know that it was in a bag, and I set it down.
I'm sorry.
And
I'm not laughing at your story because it was terrible, but Tracy said we're driving home from North Carolina. Have a terrible signal, but Mr. Jack wanted me to say hey, and then he'll catch up and over comment later.
Jack's Treasures.
Love you guys
Uh
too.
we yeah, drive safe. Drive safe for sure. Don't pay attention to me while you're on there. But this Friday on Whatnot, Jack and or Brian and Tracy, I always want to call him Jack because of the name of their channel. But on Whatnot, 9:30, they got to 2,000 subscribers. And they
And
are
today.
having a special, I believe it is Friday night. I believe it's
Okay.
Friday night at like 9:30 Eastern time, if I'm not correct about that. Just go to Jack's Treasures on Whatnot and bookmark that show and all the other ones that they have scheduled. They do really fun stuff, but they're doing special items and special shout outs and things like that. This to kind of just um say thank you to the chat and say thank you for people that have followed them and helped them get to the 2,000 subscribers. And so go follow Jack's Treasures. Jack is the cat. Jack is the cat. Brian and Tracy are the sellers. And so um, this was this is an item I'm really excited about. This is, I still have to test it, but it's a Fisher brand. It's like a little mini boombox, and it's even minier. Is minier a word? It's even minier because it uses the mini cassettes. Very, very rare item. The last one I saw of these, the last one just like this sold for $50, but all of the other listings are 100 plus of this
Where'd you find it?
item. Oh, and this was at the, and here, yeah, let me tell you about this.
Wait, where'd
Pretty
you
clean.
find
I'm
that?
hoping that it works. Where did I find it? Look at this cool item that Jill found
Oh,
at
that's
the
the one. Okay. I
sales.
thought maybe you found one too.
Then I found one too. Oh, here you go. Jill bought the simmer down.
Simmer down.
Simmer down, Jill. I say this all the time. I say, I'm going to take off this coffee pot right here. I'm going to paint it over and I'm just going to put Jill on there. Simmer down, Jill.
Hey, Kim.
Absolutely no excuse, Kim. Starts at 12. Get here at 12. No, I'm having fun. Good to see you, Kim. Um, the so anyway, that this Fisher radio right here, Jill and I were as part of the citywide. There's a church that has a big rummage sale. Now they have a huge rummage sale inside with all kinds of like everything, and then outside they have like vendors or maybe people in the neighborhood that don't want to set up in their yard or whatever that will set up and
Mm,
out in the parking lot.
that's nice of you.
And so we were at the oh, very cool. Very cool. Um and so we went on Friday and we found a bunch of good stuff. It was like fill a bag for $10 on clothing or something like that. And we did that. And then yeah, Susan, simmer down. Simmer down, Susan. Uh, you and Jill are like my wife and I. I swear she has antenna for finding good stuff. Jill just finds really good stuff. Now, often, okay, Jeremy, let me ask you this. Is it that she finds the good stuff or she just gets to that table at the sale first? Now, the Scrooge
That's
McDuck,
not true with us,
I
though.
totally missed it. I totally missed that one. And that is all on Jill and her eye for finding sales or finding, good items. But
Okay,
there are
I can
some
tell you why
times,
that is. Because when I go through a sale, I like will scan everything like I do in life, right? I'll
yes.
scan absolutely everything. Here's what Ken looks like. Wait, there's a shiny thing on my wait a minute. Okay, I see it. Oh, it's right there. Well, you can't see where I'm pointing at. Anyway, so I go through the sale and I look all over, and here's how Ken goes through a sale. And then he's gone.
That is not true. That is not true, Jill. I look at stuff, but just sometimes my eye doesn't see stuff. But you found some things that it's just because you were at that table first. Now you have the good eye to pick them up, but I would have eventually saw them once I got around. Um,
Uh-huh.
oh, I said, oh no, she'll pick things up after I've gone over the table several times. Wait, isn't that frustrating? And that's what happens to me. Like with the, $100 Scrooge McDuck. And I did want to acknowledge, yeah, that's like a 9/11 diorama. Um, I would tell Lonnie my fingerprints are all over that. Somebody had said something about oh yeah, pricing down that broken or this snow globe and let somebody else deal with, which is what I'll do. So at this
Also,
rummage sale, yes,
well, the last comment was I also comp while she's hunting. She's better at finding, I'm better at comping. I can't comp worth a
yeah,
crap.
yeah,
I get
Jill.
irritated because it doesn't make a bit of sense to me. So I don't comp
Well,
anything. I'm like, here, Ken, comp this. Nope, can't
here,
do it.
well, here is where we differ as well. Is Jill, like I said, she's not that great at comping,
Mm-mm.
but what she's really good at doing is buying without comping.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
and paying two, three, four, five, $10 for something that sells for two, three, four, five, or
Uh-huh.
$10.
Right, but you never
And
know. I'm not gonna comp it because once I learn how you guys comp, and then he's like, well, what about the sell-through rate? And I'm like, what is that?
that is very important when buying
I know, but you
something.
never brought it up before, and now I'm like, that's way too. Now I got to do more math. I'm not going to do it. I do math for my own job, and I don't like it. So,
So the rummage sale with the radio, we were there on Friday and found a bunch of good stuff. Well, we found ourselves back in that part of the neighborhood on Saturday, and it was hot out, and we both had to use the restroom. And it was, it's like, oh, let's stop in back here because they had said the day before tomorrow is half off. Everything is half off tomorrow. And although we had looked at everything, so we go in, use the restroom, wash our hands up and stuff, and
we
then we
didn't go
go
to the same
back.
restroom at the same time, though.
No, we did not. But
Okay.
Jill washed my hands and I washed hers.
Ew.
Um, we were so we go into the part of the church, whatever, where they have all of the stuff set up for the sale. And then they're coming in and saying they were going to close. It was early. It was like noon or something. And they were wanting to close up. And they were like, just handing out boxes. Fill a box, $5. Fill a box, $5. Hey, we have tons of Christmas stuff over here. Anybody wants to fill up this box? $1. They just wanted to get rid of it. Clothing and stuff was fill a bag then for $5 because it was half price. And so Jill and I just started to fill up a box with stuff. And so this is one of the items that was still on the table the second or third day of this sale. And so we put it in. So I'm hoping that it works. And even if it doesn't work, we're not out much because we had a bunch of stuff in that box for
Yeah.
$5 and bought some more clothing, bought some more. Let's see what else is that. This was a cool find. A Mickey Mouse record case.
We don't even need to talk about it. We
That who
already know,
found
you
it?
guys. Who found
Jill
that?
found it. And it's got some records in it. So hey Dad, if you're watching, look at this. A cool Mickey Mouse vintage record case. With a few, they're like all children's records and stuff. And I think I paid $2 for this at the sale that where there was like a really annoying guy.
Which
That
guy?
was, well, I shouldn't say the guy that was looking for all the electronics. Hey, he would
Oh,
come into this house. Do you guys have any electronics or uh, old computer parts? And they
but
would like no, and
it
he'd
wasn't
go,
that quiet that he asked
no.
those
Oh yeah, it
questions.
was very loud. Oh, you should save them up for next year. I'll be back at the sales next year, and then I will buy them from you. And and uh
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Kim, more annoying than Ken.
yeah, just the antenna could be $10. Yeah, there's something salvageable. I'm hoping. Uh but yeah, this guy was not only was he going around and just loudly, and everybody was there, but it was also a pet peeve of mine. That was the sale, Jill, where it was like a multi-family sale
Oh gosh.
and everybody had their own stickers with their prices on them. And so at those sort of multifamilies, it's very hard to deal on something because you go up and you say, hey, will you take $2 for this? And they're like, well, I don't know. That belongs to Mary. And then they got to find Mary. And then Mary has to let them know that it's going to be that much. And they're trying to pull off all the stickers so that they can keep them in their record book of who got
Oh my
what.
gosh. That was still
And
annoying.
it is okay if you're having like a standard garage sale where there might be 3 or 4 customers and people can see what's going on. But this is a citywide, and I would say in that garage and in that driveway, there were probably 20, 25 shoppers, and they're trying to sort these stickers. Now, if you're having a citywide, and I'm not disparaging anybody, anybody on age wise or whatever, but do you have to get the oldest family members who the last time they did any sort of math was, on an abacus? And it
Well, that's
was,
kind of true. And it was bad.
you're going to have to watch the Monday Night Draft on Paul Philly Flipper Live channel
Or
last
don't.
week. Uh, Ken loves it when that happens and they can call a person to ask for prices.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
when they have to call somebody.
yeah, that's what I would term. Oh, one of them jackhole sales. One of them jackhole sales where they're, it's
Jackal.
like get your sale. If you don't know what price you want for something, don't put it out on the table, or at least
No.
have a general idea. Or we hit a number of sales, Jill, where it was, oh, make me an offer,
Yeah,
make me
no,
an
see.
offer sale,
Mm-mm. How much
and
do you want
and
for this? Oh,
so
I don't know. Make me an offer.
And so I would say something like, well, I'll give you $1 for it. I just pull it out. I'll give you $1 for it. Oh, no, we were thinking more like 5. Well, if you thought more like 5, put 5 on it. Or when I ask how much it is, just tell me 5, and then let's negotiate from there.
Neither had I, Paul. Neither had I.
But yeah, Chris and I at the Route 30s last year, we experienced a few jackhole sales.
Mhm. And I know that you guys will all disagree with me because the best opportunity you probably have is somebody says, "Make me an offer," but I will put an item down and walk away because I don't like to do that. Like just make an offer out of nowhere because if I say, oh yeah, like Ken said, if I say I had this bag, this purse bag, and the girl's like, well, just make me an offer because we don't really know. Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just set it back down because I can't take that. So anyway, but I know that's because I'm not a reseller, but that's okay. Oh, really? Because
Ken
I
was
said to
making,
Ken, I said, I think Paul will tell me that I'm crazy, is what I said. Because I did it like 3 times during those sales when
yes,
somebody would go, I don't know, make me an offer. You know what you sort of are thinking. If you said it, like
just,
Ken said, if you set an item out, you know what you sort of want from it. So
yep.
anyway, um,
But we found, yes,
I know,
agreed.
and
That's
that's
what
what
I
I would
do.
do too, but then I'm always
Make
afraid I'm
enough.
going to be offensive. I'll give you $1.
Well, at that point, I'm not afraid to be offensive because if they're just really hard line on that, well, you make me an offer. And sometimes you can tell whether the people are just going to make it up as they go along or if,
Ken said, Ken just said, at that point, I don't mind being offensive.
I'm not an offensive guy. Look at this cool Christmas ornament, Christmas keepsake magic. This guitar rocking around the Christmas tree, and it actually plays music. Now it's not playing right now, but in the thing are still the new batteries sealed up, ready to go. So I don't know a value on that, but we found a lot of cool Christmas stuff. I had a lot of cool
We
Christmas stuff. I have we wait, that's not the backside. Uh Again, this is another item that Jill found because I hadn't made it to the table yet, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Wizard of Oz, the Great Oz, it has blinking lights and voice, a Hallmark keepsake. Jill and I, or maybe just I, depending on the days, going to be doing some over on Whatnot Christmas in July sales, which I really have to get that posted because I want to do it somewhat as a raid train as well. Paul, I may have to call on you, um, get a little info about setting up a raid train and so I'm probably already way late because July is like next week or something like that. But if not, I am at least myself doing a series of 4 every week Christmas and July sales. Gonna probably have a sale that's all like ugly Christmas sweaters, that's all like plush, that's all decorations, and then maybe a last show that might be good gifting items because Christmas is
See why
right
I
around
like
the
Paul
corner.
better than I like you, Ken?
Jill, yeah, Jill is greater than everyone. Make me a counter offer. If you go below 10 on the offer, the sale's off. Yeah, exactly, Rats. That is yeah, really dig the mini cassette player boombox and Wizard of Oz keepsake. I have Glinda the Good Witch keepsake that would go well with it. Well, actually, my Christmas item on our Whatnot competition show was another Wizard of Oz um Christmas ornament, a Hallmark ornament, because they're really cool, and it also had sound and lights and stuff. Um, my mother's saying hi to Paul right there. But okay, so this is where I would say I'm not giving Jill credit because she did have a good eye and she found those. But would I have seen them because I was eyeing this item that was under one of the tables at that same sale. Harley Davidson leather duffel, absolutely beautiful shape, with the Harley Davidson, embroidered stitching on the shoulder bag. Um, I think this is a $100 item easily. They were asking, oh, it's right here. They were asking $10, which I thought at first, soon as I saw it, it's like I can't get this $10 out of my pocket quick enough. But then we started building a pile. I got those ornaments, I got that bag and some stuff, and I made them like a bulk deal on other stuff that we bought. So I probably have less than $10. I'll probably say around 7 to $8 that I have in that. Um
Paul asked a question.
uh No, Paul knows who won. Paul knows who won. Jill, would you like to enlighten Paul as to who won the competition?
Me. I
So
did.
humble. So humble. Jill beat me 6-4. Jill beat six to
Thanks to
four. And
TJ.
then afterwards, Jill had picked up some really cool graphic tees, and we did like she had a half a dozen of them there just like at hand, and we ran
Don't
those
say
just as like a
shocker.
choice out.
Oh,
Hey, what's up? Mo87 official is here. It is good to see you. Mo is part of the Flippin' Fantastic podcast that is now featuring Amy Beach by Repeat. Um, Alicia has kind of stepped away from Alicia Ink Picker has stepped away from like regular content and reselling in general. And Mo said show must go on. And so she added Amy with her and just it's just good stuff. I've always enjoyed watching their shows. Yeah, Jill will win anyway because it gets to be a popularity contest.
that
And
isn't what it
Jill,
is.
oh, it is.
Well, see, by you saying it's a popularity contest, you now are trying to diminish the fact that I'm a better picker than you are.
Yes, 100%. I'm also honest. Um, what else was in the bag? Oh, I always pick up a Lovey when I can see one. Peter Rabbit, Lovey. Jill's got that tilted head look of who picked that up?
I
Okay,
did
Jill.
not. I didn't say a word. I was listening.
Well, I found this. I found the Santa Pan, honey. The Wilton, the vintage
Who pointed out all the
1980.
cake pans?
Honey, just because you got
Love
to the
you.
sale first, I love you too, honey.
Okay, good.
That's our little confirmation of that.
You all know
Oh,
that I'm just
here,
kidding him, right?
Jill found these too. These Timberland. No, I don't know if you found those or not. I
No,
think
you
I found
found
those.
those.
Timberland Pro steel-toed shoes, in a really good size. Oh, this is from that sale that we went to the night before the sale started. We just
I'm
went to
sorry
kind of
if this
drive
is
through the
flashing.
neighborhood. Jill is more popular and a better picker and better looking. Well, I cannot one of those three is true. I will let the chat decide on which one. But look at these brand new Timberland safety shoes for $2.
Oh, maybe I
Two
did find
bucks.
those.
See how she is, folks? Do you see what I have to deal with? Um
I should quit my job and become a reseller.
oh,
Absolutely
I
not. Y'all
in our
work way
music
too hard. Huh?
uh-huh. Oh man, I got some work to do today.
I am not organized enough to do that.
Um Dan, Dan wears a size 10. Shout out to that's funny, Kim. Shout out to Dan in Demand. Um, but isn't it like a women's size 10 that
Yeah,
he
he wears a
wears?
women's 10.
These are a size
That's funny.
11. These are that's hilarious. Uh yeah, Dan wearing work boots. I don't see it. Dan's I think his Crocs are a size that's freaking hilarious. But my
Hey,
musical category was which Jill won that category. I forget what your item was. Oh
it was the
no.
Brian Setzer book. But
Yeah, Brian Setzer
yeah,
from
all
the
I'm going to
Stray
say,
Cats.
and that was my category. And I thought that was going to be a lot easier to find things. I mean, I struggled to find that Brian Setzer thing, but that's, Seville is 1 year I bought a new flute there. I mean, a used flute, but,
Yeah.
a flute for me that I played in an alumni band night. And then I bought a piccolo for
Yeah.
pretty inexpensively, but you couldn't find anything there. Like it was
Fun
weird.
fact. Fun fact, Jill is a very accomplished flute player.
I don't think I'm accomplished.
She maybe her and Paul can do like like a number one day, like with Paul, playing his piano, and they can split screen, and Jill can do. Do you happen to know the Ontario High School fight song, Paul, by
Or
any
hang on
chance?
Sloopy, because that's about it.
Oh yeah, hang on, Sloopy.
No
Um,
instruments. Look,
no.
my mom actually, from that one thrift store there in Mifflin, actually went and I got a guitar there that she went and picked up for me. I told them I wanted it, and she went and got it for me. So I did get one over the weekend, but it wasn't one I got. So
Yeah, Chris, Jill was a in the high school band. Didn't realize that you were a band person. Chris is a trumpet
oh,
alum.
yay.
Jill played the flute. Her uncle, uh, shout out to Uncle Dave. Her uncle was actually the band director back when they used to be when the band at the school was very very good.
It was so good.
A lot of that had to
Mo,
do
it
with
was
Uncle
like
Dave.
when we went to alumni band night, we really did play the fight song, which you can if you were in the band, you probably could pick up your instrument right now and play it. And hang on Sloop because we played it all the time. And then they bring out this new sheet music, and I'm like, oh oh.
Oh, there you go. Dueling flutes with you and Mo. With
Yep,
you
there
and
you go.
Mo. Mo played the flute, still have a little muscle memory of the songs.
Oh,
Uh,
and Corey can play the trombone.
Back up on the trombone and get the whole band back together. What's up, Corey?
Okay, then we
Yeah,
know hang on Sloopy together.
fun facts. Pops get out. My son plays the trombone. Man, see, we should put together a reseller band. I'm a drummer. I can lay down that backbeat.
He can
And
too.
Uh, oh, I did get something, from Corey and Teresa the other day that had to do with, the upcoming Santa season because July 4th, that's only a couple weeks away, is I'll be growing the Santa beard. Oh, look, they played Hang On Sloopy too.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just think the backup band for C.W. McCall is famous for their Christmas recordings now. You got a hint of of one of them with Sing Silent Night.
Hmm.
Resellers marching band that all we play is Christmas music and Hang On Sloopy and
Wait, hold
Umbop.
on. Yeah, and it would be
We'll
I would
just
play
do
Sleigh
Umbop.
Ride too. I probably can remember that. If we're marching, I'm gonna have to get my knee replaced.
So I got these candles the other day in the mail. Yankee Candle. I got North Pole right there, and I got um cinnamon cinnamon stick. Got those from Corey and Teresa with a nice heartfelt note that said, I wanted to send these to you out of the kindness of my heart, but actually I just want to get this junk out of my inventory. So I'm not sure how I took that.
I
Yes, a
think you can take
Mannheim
it exactly
steamroller.
how he meant it.
Is Mannheim Steamroller, Raz, is that CW McCall's backup group? Is that what you're saying? I thought Mannheim Steamroller, maybe that is.
No, it's
Anyway,
no.
who doesn't
Hey,
love
oh,
Sha Na Na? Sha Na Na, two
apparently
album,
everybody
best of
doesn't
Sha Na
love
Na.
them.
But no, because nobody bought this.
Nope.
But in
I was
here too,
surprised.
uh, where the heck is it? Oh, but also that went with it was a vintage from 1980 souvenir concert program from Sha Na Na. Has all the guys. Well, it says right there, March 8th, 1980. It's written in the top.
1980 was the year I was born. Mannheim Steamroller is the backup. I did not know that. Huh.
Ba, ba, ba,
Bowser.
ba. Who doesn't love Bowser? Man, I was surprised. So I'm gonna be rerunning that on a show because that's got to be worth something to somebody. I love Shauna. Does anybody? Well, this chat is too young to remember watching Shauna on
I
TV.
remember you telling me about it because I'm so much younger than you.
Uh
Hey, are we going to talk about the Givy?
oh yes. Okay. So one of our categories that we had to do for the Whatnot show was we both had to find an item for the Givey. And so and we found them at the rummage sale Actually, I think on the first day, it wasn't
No, it was the
half
second day.
price day.
Well,
Oh, was
I
it?
don't know. Maybe no, it was not. You're right. No, it couldn't be because we gave it away Friday night.
Yeah, Corey was born in
Yeah, we were born in 1980.
yes, Mo remembers. Yeah, you guys were graduating high school in 1980. Um, so I am looking around. I got to find my Givy. That was like one of the last things on my list that I got to find. And so I'm on the table, like in the front corner of where this rummage sale was, and I find this brand new pair of Star Wars Mandalorian Grogu socks. Still new in the package, had like a little plush Grogu at the
Just
top of the sock.
wait.
Very, very cool. And they were going to be like $2 or whatever. And so as I'm walking around, carrying these things around, picking up some other things, I find this brush. Roman was born in 1880. Uh, ooh, socks. Um,
I missed that Usock comment.
so it was So I'm carrying around these Grogu socks, and as I make my way around to like the complete other side of the thing, I find this brush, and it was like a unicorn plush that was like on a hairbrush, and it had like colorful like rainbow hair, kind of like a My Little Pony, that sort of hair off there, and I thought, oh, this is pretty cool, and it was going to be a quarter, so heck yeah. So I set down the socks right there where I was at, and I'm carrying around this brush. Then I see Jill like one row over, and she's like, "Oh, that's cool. Oh, I seen that brush." She said, "I picked it up. I had it in my hand, and I was going to use it for my Givy." And I thought that would be, but she thought, well, maybe I'll find something better. And I'm like, yeah, I'm using it for my Givy. It's a very fun item. It's cheap. It's cool. Something that somebody might want. Um, uh, And so a little bit later, I see Jill walking around, and she's carrying the Grogu socks, the Mandalorian socks. She's like, "I'm gonna get these for my Givy," and I just started cracking up because I had carried them from one side of the building over to the other and just laid them down, and so we both had the same ideas.
Mhm.
Uh and
It's just that Ken
Susan,
found the one that was $1.75 cheaper.
oh yeah, see, because
Right.
I
Right. No,
understand. Buy low, sell
right.
high.
And I'm like, what would be fun to give away? And the brush I
Yes.
thought was really cute, but like you said, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll find something else. And then I did. I found those socks. Anyway,
So overall, it was, yeah, I comped it. I comped
yeah,
the
you probably
brush
did.
out. Overall, Jill, it was a fun weekend. Um, we just got to hang out. We had a really good dinner on Thursday night. Um,
We did.
explain a givey because that sounds dirty to a non-whatnotter. I get a giveaway, a giveaway,
Anyway,
a giveaway item that you're going to give away to the chat or as a buyer's giveaway. And Jill, when we first started, she's like, "Oh, they got this. I won this as a givey," and I'm like, "That is so ridiculous sounding, givey. I'm never going to say givey in a whatnot show. I'm going to say giveaway or whatever." And yeah, there's my mother. Don't forget the thumbs up. See, my mom's always looking out for me next door. Uh Roman used Givey as a pickup line once, left with black eyes. Uh, at least the explanation isn't shocking. You were correct. Oh, my mercy. Uh, hashtag Monday Night Draft. Um, but there's other
hashtag
stuff in the
48
bag down
minutes
here.
in.
Here was one thing at the sales. Look at this leather coat with the lining, a Studio Andrew Mark from
Ken
Wilson's.
found that one.
Thinsulate. I did find this one.
He did.
And
What
okay,
about it?
so this cool heavyweight, like perfect condition leather coat. Throw
Oh,
out in the chat. What
wait,
did I pay?
hold on. Susan, were you okay after Monday night? And Ken's explanation stuff? Like, I think he might have been a little concerned about it. All right,
Yeah, it
go ahead.
was. Hey, they egged me on. They egged me on, and whenever I'm egged on, I'm gonna do it.
All right, go ahead,
I'm
Kenny.
gonna
I'm
do
sorry.
it. Uh Leather coat. Throw in the chat. What did I pay at a yard sale for a leather coat with the zip-in lining already? It is a size something that I don't see right here. It's got Thinsulate from 3M. I don't know what size it is, but I know it fits me, so it's probably at least an extra large. This is the kind of deals that I find at yard sales.
Yes. $7 and
Kim
50 cents, Kim said.
Kim says 750. Um the time I mistook the word quickie for quiche nearly gave me black eyes with this redheaded waitress. $10 says
These are
Pops.
awesome. $10.
I picked that up probably at one of the last sales that we went to for the weekend.
555, Chris said.
555 is a good guess. The guy was shutting down his sale, and he had taken a piece of paper and wrote free on it and put it on the table. So everything that was on that front table, he was packing up some stuff on the back, was free. And I'm looking at this jacket. I'm like, this thing is beautiful. It's in perfect condition. It actually fits me. Zip in lining is still there. I always hate that when you find a coat that is supposed to have a zip in lining and it's not there. Tree Fitty. I got it for free. Picked it up. It's like, oh, and they also had a Sony shelf stereo, like with the small speakers. And it's like I was gonna pick that up, but it's like, well, we're gonna hit this next sale right behind it, and then I'll come back and I'll pick that up off the table as we go to the car. And when you know it, as we were walking around at the other sale, somebody had like a little wagon or a cart that they were carrying, that they were pulling behind them, and that Sony stereo was in their cart. I was like, see, I missed out.
Okay, you need to tell him about how you negotiated for that other couple.
Oh yeah, that was. Oh, that's right. It was a poll card. And
Unless
then
you
we're
told
gonna
it
get
on the
this show
podcast and
finished
I
up.
haven't watched it yet. I'm sorry. I'm getting there.
I didn't tell about it on a podcast.
Okay.
I forgot. Maybe I'll tell about it this week because we're gonna talk about, I think, some highway sale stuff. So, but I'll tell it here because 12 people are watching, which is generally a couple more than what we get to watch the podcast.
Including your significant others.
Yeah, my mom watches it. Susan watches it. Um, it was so we're at the sale, and there's a lady sitting on this like little garden cart. She was another customer or whatever. She's sitting on this little garden cart that you can wheel around. The top lifts up and you can put stuff in it. And the husband says, I just hear him say, "Oh, it's just something else that we're going to carry around in the car." And he's like, "But you want it, don't you?" She's like, "I think I do." And so it had a $10 sticker on it, and they had it crossed out and they had 7 on it. And so he says to her, "Well, maybe we'll come back tomorrow and it'll be marked down to 6." And so I turn around and I just look at him and I go, "Would you pay 5 for it?" And they just kind of looked at me. So I turn around to the people at the sale and I'm like, "Hey, will you do $5 on your little, garden cart right there?" And they're like, "Yep." And I just turn back around to the people and I'm like, "Pay them." And And so they were super excited. So I'm out negotiating deals for other people. And then because they were kind of on the same side of the street and following along with us, then they were able, this cart, like you could lift up the seat and it was kind of a handle, which made it a little bit of a wagon sort of a deal. So they were able to put all of their purchases in it and, drag them along as a wagon. But and so we had a conversation with them at a couple other sales, just about,
Yep.
goofy stuff.
He's
They kind
Santa
of
no matter what.
um the giving season started early. Yeah, it was fun. Well, if you say I need one of those as far as a cart to pull around, the most annoying people at the sideway sales, side or citywide sales,
Or
are the people that have the big wagons or the big, now it's very convenient for them, but they're always in, or people with strollers. Oh, and the worst one. Okay, I'm probably gonna get blasted for this. Is the people with the big stroller that just has a dog in it or like a cat. It's like, okay, you needed to bring your dog out to the sales and you needed extra equipment to take them, or people who park in driveways. It was what the car, we actually did quit going to sales. Um we quit going to sales because there was no more room in the car. It was literally, if you were to open up the back hatch, stuff would start falling out. When we were at the Dairy Queen before we left, I had to rearrange stuff in the back just so that I was able to see out the back window. Because we're going to be out on the big interstate highways and stuff, and I want
Well,
to
we did
be
take
able
a
to see all
smart
around
car,
me.
so
Uh yeah, seller's so high, price is so high that it gives you a nosebleed a week later.
yep.
Exactly. Um Uh, oh, there's the one lady, and I remember her from last year. That she just has this stroller. Says this stroller, it's all covered in it. It has a little dog in it, and I hear her talking to some little girl, and the little girl's like, "Oh, your puppy's so cute. Can I? Am I allowed to pet him?" And she's like, "Yeah, you can pet him." And the lady says, "I'm probably gonna get loud here for a second. I will get." The lady says, "Yeah, his name is Ted." Like, but we call him Ted Rico Suave. She was so tickled with herself. Why they call this dog Ted Rico Suave, I have no clue. But I remember her from last year at the sales carrying on about this dog, just kooky stuff.
Ted Rico
And that's
Suave.
another thing. Every sale that we're at, it's like, man, I want to find these. I want to get to the best. I want to get to the next sale and see what they have. Jill's still petting a puppy. It hasn't looked around the sale yet. I'm staring right at you, Jill, to see if I'm getting a look. Am I getting a glare?
No, it's the truth.
Yes, Jeremy, for sure. Those are the best sourcing trips. You have so much junk you can't see out the back window, and you paid less for all that junk than you did for the gas to get there. Yes. Really good time. Really had a lot of fun. Um, Found a ton of good stuff. This is just a few things. I grabbed a couple bags. I have other stuff that's already been listed. I have other stuff that's really good finds. A few things to test, like that little Fisher radio, and see if I can't do something with this snow globe. I don't think that I'll change all of the. I don't think I'll change the water. I'll just sell it a little bit less. Corey says, Teresa is dragging me to an auction tonight. I mean, need to take the truck on this trip.
That's
I
fun.
hope I hope you do need the truck and you find a whole bunch of stuff um
Hmm.
before your big excursion this weekend. I won't even bring that up because spoiler alert. So, Jill, congratulations
Thank you.
on beating me and enjoying your ice cream
With my
that you
sunburned
had
nose and my
with your
tired
sunburned
face.
nose. Uh Yeah, you notice I didn't take a picture of me all worn out. But we're
Yeah,
gonna
I was
wrap it up.
tired.
Man, it's been almost an hour and a half. This stuff, this
Yes, I
show flies
think I
by
may have heard my
really
front
quick.
door too. So
Thank you everybody for hanging out with us for Marvin the Martian Christmas ornaments. Okay, I'll keep an eye out, Raz, if I happen to see some. You're first on my list.
Marvin, the Martian
Um,
Christmas. Okay.
but check us out, Jill and I, this Friday on Whatnot, 6 p.m. right now, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Um, if we might do a little bit later
Did
than
you
that,
hear
we have
it?
to
Well,
talk about
I can't hear it
what.
typically. So my front door, I think I heard it open.
Oh, okay.
Kim said she heard it.
She heard it. Glenn, good to see you. Roman, take care, everyone.
I'm shopping
Um,
for maybe a weed eater because I don't know where my charger is for mine.
there you go. Raz, hook up with Swamp Picker. Glenn, he has
Oh,
a
I thought you were
Marvin. There
serious.
you go. We're putting deals together here. I'll even negotiate the deal. If Glenn gives you a hard time, let me know. I'll negotiate with him. Corey, have a good time at the auction tonight. Hopefully you buy a bunch of good stuff. Carolyn, super day and stay cool. Yes, super hot. I am getting ready to head out into the sun. Well, I'm going to go next door to my folks and eat a little bit of food, eat a little bit of lunch first. And but getting my body hydrated
I know I
and
need to, but I need to weed eat. But I can't remember to check my what I have, the weed eater,
just
because I don't know where the charger thing is. So I have to buy a new weed eater.
just
But
look
I've
around for
never
the
done. I
charger.
used a weed eater before, and I'm afraid I'm going to cut my foot off.
Don't get it near your feet. They're simple. All right,
Okay.
Jill, go get your client. Thank you
Okay.
for coming on and belittling me and
I didn't
you
belittle
know,
you.
letting
I
me
feel
know. No,
sorry
you
for
didn't.
you.
All
Okay,
right.
but raise your hand if you thought I was going to win anyway in the chat. Put your little hand up if you thought I was going to win. Like there was never any doubt in your mind that Ken would lose.
I'm going to end this stream before any hands come up.
Oh,
I
people like
figured I figured Jill was going to win. I figured Jill was going to
it's not
win.
popularity either. But I will say this: there were a couple things that I knew I was losing because there's electronics is not my strong suit, and I knew you were going to pick that. Um, so uh, I'm not sure. And there were some things even on my list that I thought were going to be easier to find.
Yeah.
Um, and so I expected a more of a butt whooping victory than I actually had. So see, oh
Look at
look at
this.
everybody.
5, 6 people in a row. Hands up for Jill. It's Carolyn. That's it. Goodbye, everybody. I hope none of you come back next week. Unless Jill does this. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, and
I
next week
appreciate
at
it.
noon on Wednesday will be Jill versus I don't know Bill. No, anyway.
Yeah, it'll be Jill doing her own show next week, or I just won't invite her back. I need to just get back. I've had guests. I've had great guests. I had Brian from Jack's Treasures. I
You
had
did,
Break
Susan.
Dancing Judy on here.
Yes.
I had Susan on here. It's like 4 weeks in a row. Um,
Not when it comes to
well,
competition. He's not.
I would have done it. I would have beat her if I could have.
See, Kim.
I
Here's
liked
the
her
thing.
Santa, but I didn't need another thing in the house.
Well, I didn't really even like the Santa all that much, and that wasn't really my Christmas pick. But see, when we got back and we realized that the one we weren't going to give up, it kind of screwed everything else up. And so I had a couple things that could have fit in different categories. Like I could have used that guitar ornament as Christmas or as music. And then there was
Yeah.
that Mickey that I had that could have been Disney or it could have been Christmas or whatever. And so I just kind of screwed myself up by having so many options and then ending up picking this for this and then having nothing for other things. So, but it's okay because I won anyway, so who mattered?
You mean oh, there's my losing plush right there. Stitch.
Stitch.
You mean this Mickey right here? Christmas Mickey. That's a cool plush right
It
there.
is a cool plush.
It's made by Mattel. That's a cool one. Oh, you guys want to see the cutest Tigger ever? That's it. I'm gonna get this, and then we're gonna be done with the show because I got stuff to do. Look at this Tigger. I'm holding him. Nice plush, springy tail right there. He's got the Christmas hat on. But look at this sweater. Isn't that the most adorable?
Yeah, it really is.
Look at those snowmen. They look happy. They look content to be out in the winter cold.
So come back in
But
July when
Tigger.
we do Christmas in July
So
shows.
yeah, Christmas in July. That'll definitely be Christmas in July on the plush, on the whatnot. Go I would appreciate that if you go over and give me a follow. I think most of the people here are probably following me anyway.
Or at
Um
least they say they are.
Corey pulled his muscle brushing his teeth today. See, yeah, he was born in 1980 and he has all these aches and pains already.
He was
Uh
born in 1980.
Seriously,
Me
love you
too,
both.
Corey.
Your chemistry is so much fun. Thank you, Carolyn. And Snowman, yay, I know. There was somebody on the whatnot the other day that was saying that they get everything Tigger, so I'll have to figure out who that was again. Say, hey, Christmas in July item. That is it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Kick off Santa Beard season. Have 4 shows plus probably doing 4 shows plus our regular show. So try to get a little more following on there. I'm not following you there. Well, Chris, you know what you can do about that. Click a link. I should have put a link
Continue
in
to
there.
not follow us there.
Uh my store is it's just SSK promo. If you search SSK promo, you will see the little Mr. Bill icon. That is me, and that's where we sell. And you can also go to Kacherka. You see how it's spelled under her name there. But we do all the selling shows on my show, on my channel. But all right, I'm ending
Wait,
this.
I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm just tell a quick story because I think it's fun. So I ordered from this one. You didn't need to do that, but I ordered from one seller on Whatnot, and they have like new with tags clothing, and they run them really cheap, and then they'll let you make offers. And so I got this giant box of stuff. Well, it took a month to get to me, and then the other one that I ordered from them has been a month today. You can't even track them because they're not even trackable in the system, and I don't know what that means. But anyway, so the one showed up a month late, and so when I opened it, I like take pictures because there's a big bottle of Dawn dish soap, and it's in a plastic bag, but it is leaked, and it's on some of the clothing, and so I'm like, what? So I took pictures and I sent it to them. I'm like, hey, I just want you to know for next time that the Dawn leaked. And then, but I'm like thinking to myself, I didn't order Dawn
Yeah.
because it's just clothing is what I got. And then I look and there's in another bag is a Dawn Power Shot. Um and that's in there. And then another one I pulled out, I don't remember what it is, if it's Old Spice or whatever it is, but two huge shower gel things in a plastic bag. And I'm like, well, I don't know if they just threw them in there or why that would be in there, whatever, right? So when I send them the picture, I'm like, hey, the Dawn got all over the clothes, and she's like, we don't sell Dawn. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think that I bought it from you. So it's this whole back and forth thing. And so then she's saying, do you think the box was open? Can you tell? Well, I don't know. Sometimes, boxes show up and they look like they've been hit by a truck. But so we cannot figure it out because I didn't order it because they don't sell it, right? And they didn't put anything in because they don't have it. Because she said if there were Dawn in the garage, because they sell stuff from their mom and dad's garage apparently, um, but if it were there, we would have kept it, but we don't sell it. So I have no idea how, and they don't have any idea how when they put stuff in the box, took it to the post office, it didn't have those items in it. But by the time I got it, it's got those items in it. So there's an interesting thing. And all the stuff that I was supposed to get is in the box. So there. Yeah. So I've got dish soap for days. I bet you Ken went to pee. Just soap for days. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah. I was just done. I was done with the
Okay.
show.
All right. Well, me
I
too,
was like,
because I gotta go. You're the one that
yes,
keeps telling
you
the
have
story. Oh
clients
no, that was me.
waiting in there. Yeah, people are adding stuff to your boxes on route. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
it's
a crazy
crazy.
story.
It's decent,
Um,
usable stuff. So
Kim
I'm
will buy
darn.
your Old Spice stuff.
I think it's Old Spice. I'm gonna have to look at it again to see what it is. But
All right,
yeah,
say goodbye,
Dawn, I
Jill.
can't remember. Goodbye, Chill.
Everybody, see you next week.
Bye.
If not before, have a
Bye,
good week.
chat.
Stay
Bye,
cool.
loser.
If you are local in here in Ohio or some of these areas that are high, stay cool, stay hydrated, stay inside, and
Okay, yeah.
we'll see you next week. Goodbye.